Hello everyone and welcome to another session of our Digital Redays. My name is Silas Zorn and I will moderate this webinar today. We are very pleased that you took the time to participate in our next session. The topic of today's session is the overview of the wireless power technology market. Our speaker today is Dinesh Kithany, who is working at Wired Wireless Technologies. Before we start with the webinar, I would like to give you some more informations. First of all, you will be muted during the webinar today. This means that you cannot ask us questions via your microphone, but you have the opportunity to ask your questions in the chat. And then after the presentations, it will be about circa 30 minutes long. And after that, we will make a short Q&A session, and then Dinesh will answer your questions. If we are unable to answer all your questions within this time, Dinesh will answer them via email in the next days. So last information from my side, you will all receive the link to the recording as well as to the presentation in the next days via email. So now I will hand over to Dinesh and I wish you an exciting webinar.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Dinesh Kithany. I'm the lead industry analyst covering the wireless power and power supply market, working at Wired and Wireless Technology. Before I start, I would like to thank Würth Elektronik for giving me this opportunity to present the overview of the wireless power market at this esteemed event. Basically, my presentation will cover how the wireless power technology market has evolved over the years and what is the current landscape. Then we look into the adoption of wireless power across applications, across industry sectors, list down some few market drivers and barriers, and then talk about how big the market opportunity is. Before that, just a few slides about Wired and Wireless Technology. Wired and Wireless Technology is a strategic technology analyst and a consultancy firm. We deliver research, insights, and strategy. The company was formed and supported by our believers, which is our client. Our research is thorough, and also the analysis practices that we do is help us to drive our clients' business and growth. Our subject matter experts operate as a trusted advisor and act as a strategic business partners to our client. I will leave this presentation for you guys so you can learn more about my company. Very broadly, basically, our core research expertise basically is to provide strategic guidelines to companies through our critical data and market intelligence, and our specialized areas as wireless power and power supply market. We have tailor-made products, which provides you data, insights, and market intelligence in the form of research reports, intelligence services, strategic consultancies, and bespoke services. For the wireless power market, we have a service called as Wireless Power Intelligence Services. It's a most comprehensive research on the wireless power market, containing data, insights, and market intelligence. We have market size, market forecast, analysis, and basically you also get access to the subject matter experts throughout the year of our services. Our reports are published every 4 months, providing the latest update on the wireless power market as well. Very broadly, the research consists of market sizing, historic data, the current market size, and the forecast for the next 5 years and the 10 years. The measures that we cover are the total addressable market, what is the adoption of wireless power market, the wireless power market in terms of units, in revenues, and about the average selling price, which is the BOM cost. From a technology front, also, we segment the market based on low frequency induction, low frequency high resonance, high frequency resonance, NFC wireless charging, and ultra high frequency. More on that in the following slides. We segment our market data analysis by power classes, very low power to very high power. Products are receivers, transmitters, and transceivers. Solutions to be integrated in one aftermarket. All this is covered within the market sizing estimations. Broadly, we cover around 30 plus applications. This is the important slide. It not only talks about our wireless power market research, but more broadly talks about how the market has evolved across so many applications. The reason to cover so many applications from automotive to mobile to computing, home appliances, variables, medical, infrastructure, robotics, all of this is because we have seen development happening in the market, adoption happening in the market, and potentially, vast deployment in the coming years, currently or maybe the coming years. Let's look into the wireless power technology landscape, how the market is evolved. Wireless power market technology continues to evolve as adoption expands across a wide range of applications, catering to specific industry needs. Here we have on the column side here is the low frequency induction. This is, I'm talking about a scenario 2018. What did we have there? Basically, we have a low frequency induction technology. It's a tightly coupled technology around 100 kilohertz. Wireless Power Consortium was the industry body managing this industry standard. Beyond that, we also had some proprietary solutions in the market using low frequency induction. Then we also had low frequency magnetic resonance, which is a loosely coupled technology operating around 85 kilohertz. And SAE, which is Society for Automotive Engineers, eiSos, ISAC, and PATRAC are the industry bodies across the regions managing and releasing standards for this technology. Basically, this technology is more relevant for the electric vehicles market. Then we have high frequency resonance, which is again a loosely coupled technology operating at 6.78 megahertz. H4 Alliance is one industry body who has a standard developed for this technology. But beyond that, there are a lot many other proprietary solutions available in the market as well. Then we also have the ultra high frequency solutions in the market, which are categorized under distance wireless charging, where we have RF-based technology, ultrasound, infrared, 5G, and other applications. It's also like uncoupled technology. No coupling is needed because there's a distance between the receiver and transmitter, much higher than compared to the low frequency and high frequency resonance and induction one. Again, we have Airflow Alliance, industry body having a standard for the RF technology. But beyond that, there are many other proprietary solutions in the market as well. Again, also we see as the market is evolving, we had many different applications being considered for different technologies. Very broadly, I'm sure you have the presentation, but very broadly, if I want to say is that, in the low frequency, we have, mobile phone application market, smart watches, wireless earphones, power tools, and other applications into it. Magnetic resonance, as I mentioned, is a technology basically catering to the I would say the light duty electric vehicles, but also now looking at other applications like AGVs, AMRs. High frequency, we have seen adoption or we're seeing development happening for applications like laptops, variables, 5G repeaters, e-bikes, and e-scooters. Then we have the ultra high frequency, which is like a low power at the moment, low power technology, where we look into the infrared infrastructure type of applications. We have IoT sensors, variables, hearing aids, smart home devices. We have electric shelf labels. All of these applications have been considered for these type of technologies. So this was the scenario in 2018. Then we come to 2019. We saw the emergence of a new NFC-based wireless charging technology, especially focused towards small battery-powered devices. So it's a loosely coupled technology, works at around 13.56 megahertz frequency. NFC Forum is the industry body who has is developing, managing this technology, NFC wireless charging. And as I said, this is more catering to the small battery-powered devices like smart glasses, fitness trackers, hearing aids, wireless earphones, variables, digital stylus pens, key fobs, and those type of applications as well. And so this is more about the 2019 scenario. 2019, also what we saw is the market was getting more and more segmented based on the power classes and distances. Again, this is all based on evolving of wireless power beyond the smartphone applications here. So very briefly, again, you have the presentation to go through in details, but very briefly, example, if you look into magnetic induction, we have different type of solutions in the market. We have, low PCO, type of application, low PCO, which is like 5 to 15 watts of solution out there. We had a medium power solutions out in the market, which looks into 30 watts to around 200 watts. Then we also have the high power applications from induction basis from a 200 watts to 2.2 kilowatts solutions out there. So this is how the market was segmented based on applications looking into wireless power, the technology getting development. Example, same thing if you see magnetic resonance, which is called light duty electric vehicles. We have WPT 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which looks into power classes like 3 kilowatts, 7 kilowatts, 11 kilowatts for charging your electric vehicles. Then we also have WPT 4 and 5, which looks into 22 kilowatts and 60 kilowatts. So that's how the market gets segmented based on the use cases, the requirements of the market, the applications as well. Very broad example here. Then what would we see in 2019? Again, like I said, the market kept on evolving on a regular basis. So we saw the new key standard launched by Wireless Power Consortium that is focusing on small cordless kitchen appliances. And that's technology is called as a key standard. And that falls under the magnetic induction-based solution out there. 2020, again, as we saw the power classes getting evolved, frequency bands increasing, and proprietary solutions increasing. We also saw MagSafe got launched in the year 2020. There appears to be, from application perspective, there appears to be, more like a less or no interoperability across classes. The market, the wireless power technology market, has very, very segmented solutions out there. We had a low frequency solution, a low power application, we have high power application, there are, medium power applications, but none of them were interoperable. Example, I cannot charge the phone on a low power solutions, or I cannot put it on the high power solutions. I cannot take kitchen appliances and put on the other type of solutions in the market. So less interoperability there, but at the same time, we had all these markets very, very segmented and all. I'm saying so because obviously looking into it from a consumer point of view, wherein, the consumers would rather expect having a common adapter or common transmitter wherein they can keep the phones on it to charge, they can keep their wearables on it, or they can keep a power tool on it, so that there is no different type of wireless power chargers for different type of applications out there. So that was still the scenario. Again, this was at the very early stage of the market. I'm sure as the market evolves, we'll see more and more interoperability, more and more backward integrations of these solutions across applications. Then we also saw in 2021 emergence of, I would say, distance wireless charging, which gains a lot of traction in the market. A lot of companies got involved in it. Some products being launched, marketed, promoted as well. We saw entry of few new players in 2021. Some other complementing solutions were also introduced in the market, like RFID, energy harvesting, and hybrid multi-frequency solutions also started to emerge there. We also saw basically what we saw hybrid solutions like, based on what technology it is, based on what application it is, use cases is, you alter the frequencies. So, for example, if you're doing static charging of AGV AMR, it could be magnetic induction, or if you're doing opportunity charging, then it could be more like a resonance bit of frequency out there, or it could be a dynamic wireless charging. So we could see one particular application is looking into different frequencies being used for wireless power. So that's how the market is evolving from that perspective out there. 2023, again, we had some news out there. WPC announced the development of an advanced Qi2 standard based on a magnetic power profile, where we have magnets integrated with the Qi solution out there. And it is something similar to what we had it from Apple, like MagSafe compatible type of solution out there. So we kept on seeing market developing. There's one standard coming in, there's a new frequencies coming out, new technology coming in, or a new standard solution out there as well. Okay. So to summarize, we can see how the wireless power transfer market has continued to evolve over the past few years. We witnessed advancement in the existing technology like Qi1, Qi2. We saw the new standard curve being launched as well. We saw the key standard launched by the WPC. We saw the new wireless power technology launched as well, like NFC wireless charging. We saw how we saw the evolution of power classes based on new applications adopting wireless power, having different needs, different power levels as well. And also, as the technology evolves, matures, we see news of hybrid solutions also out in the market too. Looking into the low frequency inductive based solution, it holds the largest share of the wireless power market in the current scenario. It also has the install base of more than 1 billion devices. And this segment continues to grow and will be one of the largest technology segment over the next 5 to 10 years time based on our forecast. This is also the technology segment where we see Würth Electronics focusing more on and excelling as well. It has been developing industry standard-based solutions and also proprietary customized solutions for its clients. And more important, it's been growing its partnership. I think it's a very important point because I guess for the fast adoption of wireless power, we need to create partnerships. We need to collaborate with companies so that we can work on each other's strengths and then develop a solution, a technology which is much, much more relevant for the market. Let's look into the application market, how the technology has been expanding beyond toothbrushes and smartphones. Let's take the year 2016 and 17. What did we have? We had electric toothbrushes with wireless power technology. Then we had very early introduction of, smartphones adopting wireless power. That was the scenario 2017. What happened in 5 years down the line? As we look into the current scenario, 2023, 2024, there are so many applications who are either developing wireless power or they are considering it, or some of them are into deployment stage, some of them into manufacturing production stages. But there is a lot of work happening. There's active work happening with regards to adoption of wireless power in all these applications or industry sectors. Example, in home appliances, we have power tools, electric toothbrushes, robotic lawn mowers, cordless kitchen appliances. Infrastructure, we have transportation device, vehicles adopting wireless power, restaurants, place of work. Mobile ecosystem is one of the largest ecosystems thanks to the smartphones, where we have smartphones, smart watches, wireless earphone, fitness trackers, power banks, multi-device TX looking into wireless power. In the wearables also, we have a lot many applications, so we've been considered for wireless power, be it watches, wireless earphones, fitness trackers, hearing aids, smart glasses. Industry sector is also adopting wireless power, where we have AGVs, AMR, IoT sensors, slip rings adopting wireless power. Automotive market also, we see wireless power getting inroads. We have electric vehicles, light duty, heavy duty. We have e-bikes and e-scooters. Automotive in-cabin vehicles, interiors are looking into adopting wireless power. The key fobs, robotic applications as well. We have medical devices, be it clinical devices, consumer medical devices. Telecom sectors adopting wireless power. Smart homes sector too is looking into wireless power. So you can see within the last 5 years how the technology has been developing, how the applications are being considering wireless power based on these, the market maturity or market advancement is considered. If you refer to this slide, basically the application market which are highlighted in yellow, I would like to say in the next 2 to 3 years time, I would say these are the few applications, few of the device segments which are expected to see relatively faster or adoption of wireless power, a lot of development happening in these segments as well. And to reiterate, there'll be applications like power tools, cordless kitchen appliances, transportation sector, restaurants, hotels will start to adopt wireless power. Smartphone application market, which is one of the biggest one, will continue to evolve with some new technology, advanced technology. Wireless earphones will be one of the biggest application market. Infrastructure, restaurants, multi-device transmitters are coming out to be more evolving as well in the next couple of years' time. Hearing aids. In the industrial sector, we have AGVs, AMRs, one of the fastest growing application market. IoT sensors, slip rings. Automotive in-cabin market, we have light electric vehicles like e-bikes and e-scooters who are also looking into wireless power and see adoption getting a lot in this segment as well. Digital stylus pen, consumer medical devices. Medical sector is one of the fastest growing or one of the active markets looking into wireless power. Then we also have service robots as well. Considering the time, I wanted to go into detail about the market drivers. And here, since the presentation will be given out as a handout, I would focus less on all of these aspects here, but very broadly, these are the market drivers and barriers. Again, they differ by application, they differ by technology, that we're talking about. But as we know, the wireless power market, is technology is more looked from a convenience factor. It's very favorably accepted by the consumer segment. The devices get sealed devices, which has own advantages, the green benefits, the safety benefits, so that we don't touch the cables and get in direct contact with power cables and all. It's been considered as more reliable from a moving parts objects, so less wear and tear, low downtime time. Infrastructure and data capture can be integrated with wireless power. It's been used as the market differentiator and also used for monetizing as well. From a barrier perspective, cost still seems as a barrier. That is, I would say, from my perspective, it's not the cost, it's how we have been presenting the wireless power technology market. Wireless power, like I said, is not being presented as a value addition. It's been presented more like a cost future. So that's why it's still considered as a barrier. Health and safety concerns are perceived to be as a barrier, even though they are not. So we have to work on that. Design constraints, better performance. That's again, a lot of work has to happen. Companies like Würth Elektronik, with their innovative designs, are trying to cross this barrier as well. We have industry standard solutions in interoperability process that is taking a lot of time, which acts as a barrier or slows down the adoption here. Then we have, unrealistic expectations being set by players in the market, which says, okay, this is what I expected, but this is what we are getting. So that has been more like a hit back to the industry as well. Low awareness and of the wireless power market. We still need to work on that. There's lack of understanding of the benefits which wireless power represents. That has to also look into that. We have infrastructure challenges, the cost, the setting up of wireless power, the deployment of TX transmitters in the market has been looked into. I would not say as a barrier, but it's slowing down the process, the way it's been looked into it. And again, at the same time, there are not enough transmitters out of the market. They are very costly as well. And there are other competing technologies which are slowing down or taking time for companies to consider wireless power. Let's look into how the market is, how big the market is. We're looking at the current market size and what the forecast for the next 5 years or the next 10 years based on WWT's, wireless power market, intelligence services. Three quick questions which I want to highlight here. What is the size of the wireless power transfer market in the year 2023 in terms of unit shipments? Which are the top three applications which have adopted wireless power? And how many wireless power receivers and transmitters are expected to be shipped in the next 5 years' time? Let's look into those numbers here. Broadly, with an installed base of more than 1 billion units, the wireless power market opportunity is very huge. The market is just, in fact, starting to pick up. 1 billion is nothing that we get expecting. It's much higher here. Considering the research from WWT, the total wireless power market receiver and transmitters is expected to grow from 679 million, which was last year, 2023, to 2.1 billion in year 2028 in terms of unit shipments. So that big is the market growing. And the adoption is growing across applications, across technologies. The top three applications who have currently adopted wireless power from a receiver perspective is the smartphones market, the electric toothbrushes, and smart watches. These are the top three applications currently adopted wireless power. Cumulatively, in the next 5 years, basically from 2024 to 2028, WWT expects around 8 billion units of wireless power receivers and transmitters to be shipped. I would say 8 billion units will be shipped out in the market having wireless power in the form of a receiver or the transmitter. That huge is the market. And WWT expects applications such as wearables, medical devices, industrial tools, industrial applications, retail sector, automotive sectors to be one of the driving force behind increase in adoptions over the next 5 years' time. So these are the few applications out there. So this basically chart talks about how large the market is. Again, these, from my perspective, would be still on a conservative basis. There's a lot to be expected in the market. The current technologies needs to advance more. We should expect some new technologies also in the market, new form factors, new formats of wireless power, and some very, very interesting applications, some of them not listed in my previous slides, are expected to adopt wireless power market. So this basically summarizes. So on this note, I would like to thank you all for patiently listening to the presentation. I hope you enjoyed it, you found it informative and insightful. Let's have an interactive session, and I'm open to answer any questions that you may have now. Or if not, then you can shoot us an email to either myself or to Würth Electronics. The email address mentioned there, and we will happy to address that. So over to you guys for the questions.
And I would say we can start with the first question. Dinesh, are you ready?
Very much.
Very good. Then, first question. You have mentioned smartphones, toothbrushes, and smartwatches as big categories for VPT. Do you see other exciting new applications coming along?
Good question. Yes, in fact, if you refer my slide about applications, there are many applications across industry sectors which are adopting wireless power, be it home appliances, be it wearables, medical devices, defense, space, industrial applications. So there's a bunch of applications. But if you want to find out which are one of the biggest ones or the fastest growing in the next 1 or 2 years' time, I would say wearables is one category, not a one product, but one category where we'll see a lot of adoption there. Be it smart watches, be it wireless earphones, these are some of the applications. Automotive in-cabin charging will be another big one. AGVs, AMRs, which are used in industrial environments, that will be one of the fastest adopting segment of wireless power. The emerging ones would be more like e-bikes and e-scooters. Some work has to be done there still, but that will also be one of the fastest ones. And more important, I would say there's a lot of work happening in the medical space, whether it's, I would say, clinical care devices or whether they are consumer medical devices like small, thermostats type of thing, applications, blood glucose monitors, or even some monitoring machines and all those stuff. And beyond that, for distance charging, I would say retail sector is one of the biggest ones, and also industrial IoT market, one of the big sectors out there. Hope that answers the question.
Thank you, Dinesh, for your answer. Then I would say next question. What applications are there in restaurants or hotels except charging devices like phones and laptops?
I think this question was partly answered in the chat by Christian for WAWT Electronics, but I would say there are many applications. Any electronic device has a potential to adopt wireless power there. To start with, I would say service robots. There are many service robots in big restaurants going around, like a waiter, like robo-waiters type of things there. There is AGVs, AMRs used in the restaurants, small scales, but those are the ones out there. There are some display applications. There are tablets out there, not only laptops, but also tablets, outdoor applications. There are smart lighting systems which looking to adopt wireless power. So yes, there are many applications out there. Not only, in fact, powering stations. You can wirelessly charge. There could be power houses there, power stations there. You can just dock your mobile phones and you can get wireless charging. And in fact, your tables at the restaurants are also getting electronically or technically very savvy as well. So there'll be a lot of displays on your tables going forward. There's a lot of payment structures coming out. So yes, there are many applications, not just charging your phone out there in your restaurants. I hope that answers. Yeah.
Thank you. Then next question. Is WE offering NFC charging reader tech ICs?
I would rather ask someone from WAWT Electronics to answer that question, but I will not be surprised. They will surely have it. If not, it will be coming out very soon, because NFC wireless charging is really gaining a lot of traction. There are already many devices, millions of devices already adopted NFC wireless charging, be it fitness trackers, be it digital stylus pens, be it smart glasses. There are quite a few applications already adopted wireless power using NFC wireless charging. And now with Android making it all these mobile phones being NFC wireless charging ready, it will open up the world for more and more applications, more and more small battery powered devices adopting NFC wireless charging. But for that, I guess the ICs would probably be there from WAWT Electronics to various partners.
Thank you. Then, next question. What is the power level theoretically possible for ultra high frequency charging?
Yeah, very good question. Interesting question. In fact, this is the real wireless power, if I may say. It's charging from a distance. There's no cables, no thing attached even to your transmitter from a distance as well. Theoretically, yes, you can transmit power wirelessly through a longer distance from a milliwatts to kilowatts theoretically. But again, depending upon the environment, depending upon the situations, you might be restricted to transmit power. So, example, if you're in the office environment, if you're in the closed room environment, there'll be very less. Up to 2 watts is what you can transmit, but the receiving will be in milliwatts or maximum 1 watt. So they're currently, I would say, for the consumer applications, industrial applications, it will still be in watts, 1, 2, 3 watts type of things. In a current scenario, it may change in the future. But when you talk about, in fact, I can give an example about telecom base stations, where there's a company out there like in Power Light, if I remember the name correctly, they are transmitting over a kilometer and they're transmitting in kilowatts. So you can charge your base stations from a very far distance at a very high power. So at both levels, you can do high power, you can low power, but all depends upon the situations. You all depend on regulatory approvals based on scenarios, use cases, and what the technology that's behind it. Yeah. I hope that answered the question in some form.
Thank you. Then, next question. What is the most critical bottleneck in terms of 1, availability of electronic components, and 2, technical limitation of which electronic components?
I would say, again, from my understanding of the markets, OEM perspective, consumer perspective, I don't think there is a lack of availability of electronic components. I think there are components that are very much available in the market there. We just have to reach to the right partners, right companies for those things. With regards to technical limitations, also, I don't think there are any technical limitations with regards to charging any of the devices that I've listed out there. I would say it's more about the cost, but again, cost also. We all are promoting wireless power as a cost future. I think once we look into wireless power as a value add feature to any device or applications, I think the equation will change out. Stop looking into wireless power as oh my God, if I add wireless power coils or antennas in my device, it will cost me more. No, I think one has to look into what will happen if I adopt wireless power. What value would I provide the consumers? What value would I provide to my design? How better it will be? How warranted, less warranted, really low standout time. It's all about the value equation out there. And other point is, I would say companies are slightly hesitant. There is a lot of lack of knowledge about wireless power, lack of knowledge about the benefits associated with wireless power. I would say that is more like a bottleneck rather than the cost. Cost, I guess, it will be only intermediate in initial stages. But once the technology becomes a mainstream, the cost will not be. In fact, it will be a value add. In fact, you gain more from adopting wireless power than not adopting it, I would say. I hope that answered the question.
Thank you. Then I would say we have time for one last question. Do you see scope of growth in the development of customized VPT solutions, or do you feel in industry standard-based solution taking the lead?
I would say there's a lot of scope of customized wireless power solutions. And why I'm saying so is because there are a lot many applications beyond phones, because standardization is only happening in the phone at the moment. We have only WPCs, Qi or key technology adopting, having industry standard. There is Airfield Alliance RF, but there are many devices which needs to adopt wireless power. There are different type of applications out there, different technologies out there. And for industry body of any kind, with due respect to all of them, it takes time to develop industry standard. And I think companies are now geared up to adopt wireless power. They may not have the time or bandwidth to wait for another couple of years' time, because standards takes time to be developed by application, by technology. So that will take time. But in the meanwhile, I'll see more and more customized solutions in the market, more and more standard. Example, the work which Würth Elektronik does. A lot of good work in the customized solutions out there along with their partners. that'll go on. Like in medical sector, there's no standard out there at the moment. So obviously customized solution will be there. AGV's AMAS market is fastly adopting wireless power. We don't have an industry standard out there, and interoperability may not be a big concern at the moment, but that is adopting wireless power. You name it, like in industrial IoT applications, companies are adopting wireless power over there. So I would say a customized wireless power solution will play a bigger role, will have a good share in the market, while the industry standards keeps on developing one by one. Example, or another example would be e-bikes and e-scooters, where the standard is not out there. We are working on a standard. It's at a very, very early stages. It might take 2 or 3 years for a standard to be out, but we will see wireless power solutions being ready, prepared, deployed for e-bikes and e-scooters. All of that sort. I hope that answers the question.
Okay, thank you. Then I would say we are finished with the session today. Thank you, Dinesh, for your interesting presentation and also for the answers of the questions.
Most welcome.
And I would say thank you for attention, and hopefully we see us on the next session of our digital redays. And now I would say thank you.
And I see many questions still not being answered because of time constraints. Be free to write to me or to Würth Elektronik, and we'll get your answer anytime. Yeah. Thank you very much for your time. Please send your feedback.
Thank you. Bye.